you're actually like a world-class, incredible video game player.
Yeah. Level 52 here.
They can only ever be level 52. Bro, Elon Musk is a fucking fraud, bro.
But the question needs to be asked, why? Why even lie about this in the first place? Again, this isn't something cool to people who don't play Path of Exile, but anyone who plays Path of Exile is going to recognize that you're a fraud.
Hi everyone, JJ here. Welcome back. Well, this is a crazy one. In my last video, I hinted at this, but I wasn't sure. And now Elon Musk's been busted being a fraud at playing video games. The question is, what else is he a fraud at if he's a fraud at this? Let's get into it. We can see the headline here. Gamers are accusing Elon Musk of cheating at popular video games by allegedly turning to loopholes and hiring better users to play for him. And this one, Elon Musk wants you to think he's a pro gamer, but the Path of Exile 2 community has receipts. Elon Musk may have outed himself on his own live stream. He definitely did, and we're going to see that. We'll see the people who outed him, because I want to show you exactly what he's doing here. Because again, if he's a fraud doing this, what else is he lying about? If he lies so readily about this, organized lying about this, well, what else is going on? Before we see that, let's look at some of the reactions. What an ego trip. Elon Musk has been live streaming himself playing overpowered Path of Exile 2 character proudly and seriously pretending that he got there himself. And actual PoE veterans are laughing their asses off watching and dissecting that charade. Why, Elon? Why? Why indeed? And we'll see those people dissecting the charade. And this one, perhaps more importantly, Elon lost the trust of all gamers overnight. Boosting your account and lying about it is the worst offense. Incredibly cringe. Fragile ego on display. And this from Ed Lambert from Electric, who's become a harsh Elon critic lately. Everyone eventually has an Elon moment where they realize he is a liar and a fraud. It's quite something to see someone having this moment live like this guy, and we're going to see some of that. And this, it takes a special kind of narcissism to be on track to be the world's first trillionaire, meddling in governments all over the world, and still be insecure enough to lie about being good at video games. And this is worth thinking about. It's just an opinion. The ultimate irony would be if Elon Musk, one of the biggest fraudsters of all time, got tripped up by faking his gaming prowess. Fake business data all day long and challenge the SEC, but don't you dare misrepresent your gaming stats.
Any game where a lot of people are playing, to rise to the top, you have to be exceptional, period, as a human being.
Yeah.
There has to be something exceptional about you.
Yeah.
Are you in the top 20 in the world or the top 20? Wow, in Diablo.
Yeah.
Really? Is it really you, Elon? So the rest of this video, we're going to have a look at Elon's live stream with expert gamers dissecting what he did and how he's a fraud playing that game and other games too, it looks like. So let's get into it. I'm going to react to it. I'm going to put links to these two videos that I'm referencing here in the description if you want to have a look at both of those videos, and I do recommend you do. They're pretty funny, pretty interesting, but let's get into it.
Elon has always touted himself as basically a gaming god, where anytime he picks up the sticks, he becomes one of the best to ever do it. And he's been trying that with Path of Exile 2, puffing out his chest, popping his collar, letting people know that he has one of the top characters in the game. Which he does, except it's very clear from the live stream he did, it's not actually his character. He has one or a team of people that actually pilot this character, and they just give him permission to go on the account to flex it. It's not a hurricane machine conspiracy theory. It is beyond a shadow of a doubt true that Elon Musk does not play this game. His account that he showed is definitely not played by him.
Elon Musk's character is currently level 97. aka rank 12 on hardcore, that's permanent death mode. Currently, what is their highest ranked player? They're level 97, same as Elon Musk. So, I mean, he effectively has been playing, pretty much just doing nothing except playing Path of Exile. And he goes to a tab called Elon's Maps, which immediately is a little bit of a red flag because I don't know why you would refer to yourself in third person, but okay, he does that. He then proceeds to walk up to his map device and go to put a map in. The literal first thing you learn upon getting to the end game is how to operate this map device. He's trying to click.
Oh, he's trying to do the map that's not in the chain.
He's just clicking a map repeatedly, trying to access it. He was not eligible to enter that map.
I just want you guys to understand, this is one of the highest level hardcore characters in the game. He would have played thousands of maps at this point.
The big smoking gun in this intro is that he doesn't even know how to use the in-game map. He doesn't know what he's doing. He is clicking on a grayed out node. He is repeatedly clicking on it, expecting something different to happen. It's grayed out, goofball. You clearly can't go there yet.
Anyone who's level 97 is, and you know, we're talking one of the most efficient players in the game, period. There is no way you would do that. We then get a look at his inventory. So Elon Musk is stuck going into the map and with full bags. If you're an efficient player, you're going to clear a map, you're going to loot the valuable items.
And you're going to sell the trash, keep the good stuff, salvage the bad stuff. Everyone knows that. It's not just being an efficient player, it's just being a player in general. You don't have to be a Path of Exile player to know that that's pretty stupid. If you're playing a game that revolves around getting loot, why would you go in with no ability of collecting loot? It doesn't make sense. Unless, of course, you're Elon, who doesn't actually play the game and can't wrap his head around that concept. That is like actual basics. And he's already failing on the most fundamental aspects of playing not only this game, but any games even similar to it.
No, he's just running past Chaos Orbs. He just ran past the Chaos Orb.
Chaos Orbs are one of the most important currencies, and they're also really rare. I have about 140 Exalts. I have like 9 Chaos Orbs, just so you guys understand.
This goober doesn't even have the wherewithal to loot one of the most valuable currencies in the game with a Chaos Orb. So I'm 30 hours deep. I've seen one. I've seen one in 30 hours. And he just runs right by it.
He doesn't
doesn't know the game at all.
Now, if you're getting value out of this episode so far, I'd really appreciate it if you remember to hit that like button to help the algorithm, to spread it to more people. It really does help. Thanks.
It's unfathomable for someone to be in the top ranks without a loot filter. Yet Elon Musk, the God Gamer, he doesn't play with a loot filter. The actual items of value that he should be picking up, that he would have had to pick up in order to get the gear, leave it on the ground.
There's no explanation for him being bad at this character at this level. If he was the one that has been piloting it this whole journey, he would have mastered it. And what Quinn is pointing out is that he clearly hasn't. You can tell from his gameplay. His character is juiced out the wazoo, so he's able to get away with being so dog shit. It's not him being some kind of chess master galaxy braining this where he's being frugal with his mana. Well, actually, I made a calculation that it would be suboptimal if I popped one of my 20 mana flasks at this moment, because you wouldn't understand. I'm one of the top players in the game. I'm thinking, well, 5 steps ahead of you. It's just him just being bad. It's him being bad at his character, because it's not really his character. Whoever is piloting this account behind the scenes and boosting it lets Elon go on and do these really easy maps where even when he's super shit, he can get away with being bad and not be punished for it.
He then goes on to loot items off the ground. He starts dragging them into his bag. Like, I don't even know how to describe to you how painful that is to anyone who actually plays the game. And his bags are full, and he just keeps clicking it over and over and over again. Nobody, not even people who are kind of noobs at the game, do this. I don't even think Elon Musk has done the campaign, honestly.
I also don't think he's finished the campaign, and I'm going to go a step further. I don't think he has ever really played an ARPG to a high level at all, including Diablo. Nobody, I mean actually nobody, is going to drag their loot into their bag once they spend any amount of hours in Path of Exile or Diablo or anything. No one's going to be doing that. That is a mistake that only your grandpappy would make if you sat him down to play this game, where you just slowly drag in the loot. So I really question the authenticity of his claims of being one of the top Diablo players through his own sheer blood, sweat, tears, and elbow grease. I think something similar has been happening for him on Diablo, where he has people behind the scenes playing the game for him, and then he just goes on occasionally to do a couple maps to flex on Twitter streams. If you're really good at Diablo, you should at least be pretty good at Path of Exile.
Yeah.
And he's just not. And he lacks the basic understanding of ARPG fundamentals. So how the could he be one of the top Diablo players and be this clueless for Path of Exile? It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't compute.
This is max difficulty on hardcore. If there's a way to get higher difficulty, I don't know what it is, but this is everything maxed out.
They're not the most difficult battles, and I don't know if he's trying to deceive people watching a stream into thinking that he's doing some insanely hard thing, whenever he's literally doing something you do to effectively grind or farm.
Listening to Elon talk about Path of Exile 2 is like listening to the out-of-touch writers in CSI, where they'd have things like, "You have all the top scores in every MMORPG ever. I am elite noob slayer." Like when they try and relate to gamers, that's Elon with Path of Exile 2. It's such a weird thing to lie about because this isn't a cool thing to anyone that's not already playing Path of Exile 2, but anyone who plays the game would immediately recognize he's just making shit up and doesn't actually know what he's doing or saying. Like, the way he talks about this game, while clearly being clueless on it, is actually infuriating.
This is a great staff, but it's only a level, 62 staff.
His weapon is, I kid you not, one of the best, if not the best staffs on the entire hardcore trade league. You cannot even buy it. Insane weapon.
You can't reach this point in the game without that basic understanding. You just can't.
Amulet level 61. Ring is only level 48, 49. At least a level 75 jacket.
It's a jacket with 6 things. Yeah, tell us how bad the item that only drops from the highest difficulty of the hardest boss. Just tell us that it's only level 52.
Level 52 here.
They can only ever be level 52. Bro, Elon Musk is a fraud, bro.
He is beyond juiced. The actual pilots of this account have done an extraordinary job of making an absolute deity with this gear here. And yet Elon can't recognize that because he's not the one that did it. He just doesn't understand how the game works. He just doesn't. He doesn't know the game. And he proved it with this live stream here. But the question needs to be asked, why? Why even lie about this in the first place? Again, this isn't something cool to people who don't play Path of Exile. But anyone who plays Path of Exile is going to recognize that you're a fraud. This is not your account. If he was honest about it, saying like, hey, I tried Path of Exile, I really liked it, but I don't have time to grind it, so I paid people to grind it for me, I think people would have a little bit more respect for that, as opposed to him cosplaying as one of the top players, pretending he's the one actually putting in the work and doing it, when he's definitely not. Yeah, RIP. So, Elon's account, Percy, did die, and in hardcore that is permadeath. And I'm not sure if it was Elon that died on it, or if one of the people he paid to boost it made a mistake while grinding. I'm not sure. But I love the idea that it was Elon who bit the dust on it and bought the farm, because the people that actually put the hundreds of hours into getting this account so juiced out the wazoo are probably fucking furious. Somehow, this bumbling buffoon still finds a way to die on this overpowered character, just reverting all of their hard work to zero. It's such a weird, stupid thing to even lie about in the first place, and yet here he is, telling blatantly obvious fibs. He's got all the money in the world and all of the insecurity imaginable. He has this desperate, insatiable appetite for unconditional love from everyone, and in this pursuit makes everyone hate him through being just a lying cringelord. Like, this is such an unnecessary lie to even tell. And that could have been a really easy way to relate to gamers. Like, hey, this game's great. I'm going to start learning to grind it. I'm not very good right now, but if you want to check out my early game, here's the stream. And I bet it would have been received far better than this dog shit.
Well, I thought that was entertaining. I hope you did too. And disturbing, because as he said, why is he doing this? Why lie about this when it's not so important? And it makes you think, what else is he lying about that's way more important? What other parts of his life and business are fraudulent like this, that he so easily lies? And it's organized too. Like, he organized to do this, paid people to do it. It seems obvious there. I mean, I'm not a gamer, but I believe these guys, it's obviously they know what they're talking about. So what do you think of this? Let me know in the comments what you think of Elon doing this, and does it make any sense to you that he's doing this? Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you're watching this on YouTube, on screen now, I'm going to put a link to a related video. Go and see that now if you want to, and a subscribe link as well. Do subscribe if you want to get more of this kind of content from me in the very near future. Thanks to everybody for watching this, and I'll see you in the next one.